Hi everyone and welcome back to Mirare Wellness. I'm Gyushti, and in today's reading we're going to look at, are you self-sabotaging and how do you overcome this? So we have 3 piles for today's reading. This is pile 1, this is pile 2, and this is pile 3. I'm going to look at the top card if it's going to help you choose your pile, and of course feel free to pause the video at any point to really tune into your intuition and see which pile you're drawn to the most. So for pile 1 we have the prayer. For pile 2 we have the vision, and for pile 3 we have the sustainer. Okay, so like I said, you can pause the video here, take your time to pick your pile, and I will see you in your reading. Hi pile 1 and welcome to your reading. This is your group if you selected the prayer. So how we're going to do this reading is, first I'm going to get like an energy check on whether you are self-sabotaging or not and how. And if this part resonates, this reading is probably for you. If not, then you might want to check another pile. And once we get this basic energy check, then we're going to go and pull some tarot to go a little bit more in depth and get some guidance on how to overcome the self-sabotage if you are sabotaging. So first we have the prayer, and then we have the warrior, and along with that we have honesty. I can't always expect the truth from others. You can't see it. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. So interesting. So you've come a really long way with the prayer and the warrior. You've really mastered the art of balancing dualities within you. There's this softness that's coming through with the prayer, and there's a strength and a ferocity that comes with the warrior, and this really shows how you have a really soft heart, but you're also very guarded, and this is because of experiences that you've had in the past. And with the snake wrapping itself around the skull as well, you have gone through so many transformations. You have faced your darkness on various fronts, and you have also recognized through that darkness the divinity that exists within you, and you see the potential that you have. There's like this energy of also like the cosmic egg, the cosmic womb that's coming through, where you've been through so much darkness and you've been reborn multiple times. And with this honesty card, you have also managed to look at yourself and look at your darkness without judgment, but instead with compassion, and that's really leading to this beautiful life with, like these rainbows coming here. There is there's just so much expansion, and there's so much color re-entering your life. There's this vividness, and it's just really beautiful and expansive. And in terms of whether you're self-sabotaging, it's like you can recognize when you are triggered to do that, and you're consciously choosing a different way to move forward, even if it's hard to do it. And you're leaning into the fear of a trigger, or of a worry, insecurity, fear, whatever it is, but you're leaning into that to choose differently, to not repeat a pattern, but to really grow and expand. And that's really, really beautiful, because it's not easy to not sabotage yourself, but you're really sitting with the emotions and being honest with yourself about where is this stemming from, and how do I approach this differently than I have in the past. Because you recognize that if you follow a pattern, or if you do something that is familiar to you, or that you've already experienced in the past, then you know that you're running over the same old ground. And I just heard Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. But Yeah, and those lyrics are running over the same old ground and how we found the same old fears, and that's why you're trying to like choose differently, move differently, um, into something new, to experience, yeah, to experience it in a novel way. So, short answer: no, you're not self-sabotaging, but it's also not. It's not the easiest it's not the easiest thing to do, but you're doing it with so much grace, and you should really be giving yourself a pat on the back for that. We will take that card, and I'm just gonna shuffle one more time. So for the viewer, please, Spirit, what do they need to know about self-sabotage and how they're navigating that? Do I want to take all these? No. Can we get... I don't want so many. I do see the Chariot and the Ten of Pentacles, and I'm gonna keep that in my mind as I read, if it chooses to come up, and I'm not gonna take any more. But there are a lot of cards that want to jump out in your reading, so let's see what that's about. So we have the Father. Oh no, we have the Son of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, the Daughter. Oh, that wants to come up, right? The Daughter of Wands, the Ace of Wands in reverse, and the Nine of Swords in reverse. Oh, beautiful. Okay. Yeah, okay, so oh wow. Okay, so you have done a really good job of balancing dualities within you, right? And we've already got the prayer and the warrior, which was the message at the beginning, but that's really being emphasized here with the Son and Daughter of Wands, because what this is showing me is you're embarking on a new understanding of life, a new understanding of yourself, a new understanding of yourself in relationship with life, and you're really allowing yourself to shed identities, shed labels, shed roles, shed anything that is rigid and dogmatic that you have imposed on yourself or others have imposed on you, so that you can start experiencing the life the way you incarnated here to experience it. And that's really creating this beautiful blossoming, and it's really you coming out of the cocoon, because you know you've gone through so many deaths and rebirths as the caterpillar, but it was just more you growing as a caterpillar you know, and you might have had like rebirths in the past, breakthroughs in the past, and those were like, compared to what you're going through now, those were mini. So you're really in for it. You're really in for a massive rebirth, because this feels like everything that you've been through over the past, I want to say 5 to 7 years, was within the cocoon almost, you know, and there were times that you thought that, okay, this is my breakthrough, oh, this is my rebirth, but it was, you would experience it, but then you'd also find similarities from the past reality. So it didn't, later on you were like, was it really a rebirth? And you know, there's that doubt that comes through, but here, this, you cannot doubt it. You just cannot doubt it, because it is blindingly obvious. And with the Ace of Wands here in reverse as well, it's like, yeah, like this birth is just, oh wow, like I don't know how to explain it. It's just, you're in a new reality. Like externally, sure, things might not be that different, but wow, the way you perceive, the way color comes back into your life, the way that the way you start experiencing yourself in life is just unbelievable. And the way I'm also seeing this Two of Pentacles with the Ace of Wands in reverse is that some of you might also be at a crossroads, like just before this rebirth. It might be a crossroads, like, do I pick option A, do I pick option B, do I go this way, do I go that way, should I choose to be with this person, should I choose not to be with this person, should I start my own business, or should I continue my 9 to 5? Like, you know, these options that you're facing, and you don't know which to choose. And that's this duality that you're asked to really sit with and really understand the intention behind both. So let's say option A is something you really want to do, and and option B is something you think you should do. Okay, this is just an example. Of course, take it to your situation, how it resonates, but sit with the intention behind both. Why option A? What about option A excites you? What about option A scares you? And then do the same thing for option B. And when you're at a crossroads, this is what it's really asking you to do, is to really understand both options completely and do it with honesty, do it with integrity. Don't lie to yourself, because that's not helping anyone. So as you do that, sit with it, and those energies grow, and then they can start communicating with one another. But they, both options need to be seen fully and in their depth, so that they can start communicating with each other. And the more they communicate and the more you understand them better, it just becomes apparent which path to pick, or alternatively, an even more beautiful path opens, that's in the middle, right? Like the middle way forward. And that happens when you can really sit with the tension of the opposites, and then it's sort of like the C paths, and then you can walk through. So yeah, and with the Nine of Wands clarified by the Nine of Swords in reverse. Oh wow. Okay, firstly 9-9, and this is, yeah, really, you're at the end, but you're also at the beginning. You're again in this liminal space, but not in the liminal of heaviness, but in a liminal of expansion. And it's almost as uncomfortable, but it's got a little bit more fear related to it, because it deals with the unknown, but in the most beautiful way. And with the Nine of Wands, like everything you've been through, it's all gonna make sense. And now the song "Bless the Broken Road" came to mind, and it's like with each step, right? Like every fall, every failure, every heartbreak, every wound, it all makes sense, because it's leading you towards this beautiful thing. And with the Nine of Swords in reverse here, like there might have been a lot of anxiety about this, but trust, because you also have the Eight of Wands as back of deck energy, and this is about divine guidance, like communication, synchronicity, like divine orchestration almost. But coming back to the song "Bless the Broken Road," the lyrics are, "God bless the broken road that led me straight to you," and that's really coming through for whatever this is. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a person, but whatever the situation is leading you towards, wherever this reading is resonating for you in your life, be it career, be it spiritual growth, be it lifestyle changes, whatever it is, right? Every misstep was a step in the right direction, because it was leading you towards whatever it is that you're moving towards. So continue trusting the process, and also don't let your mind get in the way, because the only thing, because this is a reading about self-sabotage, and the only thing, like nothing that, like, it just feels like I'm giving you reassurance and confirmation for things that you might have needed confirmation for. And I think that's because the way that you're self-sabotaging is because you're doubting a lot. You're doubting the signs. You're doubting the communication. You're doubting the synchronicities. You're doubting if you get to have something that's so good, because you're like, is it too good to be true? But can you just look at yourself in the mirror, please? Like, look at your soul and look at how beautiful you are, and look at how much you've been through. Look at how much struggle you've undergone. Look at how you've still approached life and others with love, with heart, with compassion. And can you just see how you deserve this? Because you really, really do. And yeah, like, oh my God, I just want to hug you and hold your face and look at you and be like, you deserve this. Because that's the energy here. Is like, you deserve this, but your mind doesn't believe that life can be this good. And that's where I really ask you to look at yourself and believe that you are deserving. So yeah, with that, I'm gonna just get some final closing messages, some final advice. So for pile one, please, Spirit, can we get some final advice for them? Okay, begin to explore. Yeah, begin to explore. So there's something about distance over here that's coming through. With the Eiffel Tower and this person sort of like fading away. So you might feel like whatever this thing is at a distance, right? Like you're not there yet, and that's okay. But begin to explore what that would look like, and allow yourself to be in a space of something new. Begin to explore the edge of consciousness. Begin to explore what the unknown is, and do it slowly, do it softly. Don't push yourself. Don't just because you also, so like it's not just that your mind might make you say like, oh, you don't deserve this, or like, oh, it's too good to be true, or blah blah blah. It could also be that oh, I need to rush this, oh, I need to get it because otherwise I'm going to lose it, and like that urgency is there. But begin to explore what softness looks like, what slowness looks like, and take things one step at a time. Take things organically. Let each step on this Nine of Wands, feel each step, be present with the wholeness of each step, because there's something about taking your time and like seeing the view of where you're at, because yeah, your mind is really getting in the way. So it's either going too fast or it's like holding you back and saying like, oh, this is not going to happen. So try to come back to center again with this Two of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands in reverse. Like catch yourself when you're oscillating, and then come back to center, and then feel the fullness of that space. And then we have strengthen your gifts. Yeah, if there was a course that you're planning on taking, you've been thinking of taking, if you've been thinking of developing your psychic abilities, practicing using your intuition, this is a great time for that, because it's going to assist in this journey. And I don't know why I saw soccer. For some of you, it might be you want to like start a new hobby. It could be sports, it could be dance, it could be I don't know, art and craft, whatever it is. But yeah, if you've been thinking of trying something new, or coming back to a gift that you've forgotten about, or you just didn't have time to do it because life happens, this is really inviting you to restart that practice or start a new practice. And then finally we have accept what is dying. Yeah, so in order to really enter this new space that you are moving towards and that's trying to be birthed, the duality with birth is death. And with this death and rebirth cycle, we need to let go of the past. And I brought this up earlier about like labels, identities, roles. Allow those and those can become really comfortable, right? And we need to allow that to die. We need to allow that to shed. And as you're stepping into this new space, it's also about like a new level of consciousness, a new level of relating to the world. And sometimes that means that people, situations, experiences from the past that were really aligned with you no longer are aligned. And it's really hard to accept that it's time to let certain people or things go. And sorry about my dogs, but yeah, this is really asking you to also feel the death of the things that are dying, and mourn it. Truly allow yourself to mourn it, even if you know like, yeah, this is not worth my time, this is not worth blah blah blah. It's okay. Accept it, but feel it. Don't deny your like the part of you that resonated with these people or experiences, allow them to mourn it so that you can move forward. And finally, just be true to yourself. Rest back into your heart and navigate yourself, your life, your thoughts from this space. And yeah, I'm gonna leave your reading here. I hope it resonated. Please leave a like or a comment if it did, and you can subscribe to see more of my videos, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Bye, Pile 1. Hi, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. This is your group if you selected the vision. And how we're going to do it is, first we're going to get an energy check to see whether you are self-sabotaging and what that looks like before we get deeper guidance and messages about it with the tarot. So we have the vision. Oh, you got an extra one. I did not know that. You have the vision, you have the ocean, and you have the unseen. Whoa. Very interesting. Something significant about the eyes, because with the vision here, the ocean, it looking like the pupils, and then the unseen. So I think this is going to be a very interesting reading. How do I want to put the cards? Okay. And along with that, we have friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. So what is this saying about self-sabotage and whether they are self-sabotaging or not, please, Spirit? Can we get some clear messages? Okay, so there's something brewing in the depths of your being, and I'm seeing something to do with an ancestor or ancestors. And okay, so you're breaking some sort of ancestral pattern, generational curse, and yeah, there's something about vulnerability as well. And you might not know that this is something that's gone on in your lineage. Some of you might not even know a lot of your ancestral, like your genetic ancestral lineage, either because you're estranged from your family, or you were adopted and there weren't any documents to to sort of show you about that genetic history that you have. But for others of you, it might just be that you were unaware about these patterns. And with the vision here as well, it's it's sort of this turning point that you are from these past patterns to like this future expansion. And it's giving me this idea of, we don't only inherit our ancestral wounds, but we also inherit our ancestral gifts. So there's someone guiding you from the ancestral, like someone who has passed on. And this doesn't necessarily have to be like a genetic family member, but it could be someone who has guided you and who has passed on. It could be a passed on pet. It could be cousin. It could also be if you had a miscarriage, their soul that's guiding you through this. So there's something about someone who has passed on that is guiding you through this. And it's and they're trying to show you the next step of your expansion. And it's through befriending an aspect of yourself, or an energy, like a spiritual energy, that you're not particularly fond of, or like you don't necessarily resonate with, because it's through that resistance and reconciling that resistance that will help you take the next step forward. So for instance, uh, let's say, let's take the masculine and feminine for instance. Say that you have a closer affinity or relationship with feminine energies, right? And there might be some element of rejection of the masculine, or it's sort of like a hierarchical dynamic where whatever these two things are, one is better than the other. And it's in reconciling that will help you, and befriending the one that you consider lower, that will help you move forward, because you're really being invited to see the depth of these various energies that you're dealing with. And through that depth of understanding the essence, oh, okay, so that's what this is about. It's about recognizing the essence, not just the surface manifestation, not just the way things are being manifested at this point in time. But there's this idea in Jungian psychology of spirit of the depth and spirit of the time. And maybe the spirit of the time is manifesting a certain energy in a certain way, but with the spirit of the depth, that shows you the essence of this energy, the core of this energy, and that's what you're being invited to see and approach life in that way. And yeah, I'm sorry if this isn't making sense. I don't know if this is making sense to any of you, but yeah, these are the messages that are coming through, so I have to honor it. And with self-sabotage as well, right? So what does this have to do with that spirit? Yeah, there's also this sort of like lone wolf energy that's coming through with you. And it's like, yes, you have friends, you might have partners, you might have all of that, but there's still an energy of you have to do this by yourself. And in some capacity, that is sabotaging your growth, because you're really being asked to lean on the people and energies that are present around you. And there might be some amount of spiritual ego with you, and that's okay. Please don't get defensive when I say that, because having spiritual ego is a part of it's a part of the journey, and we have to reintegrate that. So it's not a bad thing. It's literally just part of the process. But there might be some amount of spiritual ego that's making you resistant in leaning on the people that are there for your support. So yeah, maybe you think that your friends aren't as spiritually advanced as you, or aren't as mature as you, or that your partner can't understand the experience the way you're having it. And that's true, but at the same time, they might provide valuable insight or perspective that can give you a more whole perspective, or a more whole understanding of a situation. And it might actually show you things that are unseen, because from your spiritually advanced perspective and your inclinations, you see things in one way, like as seen in the ocean. Maybe you see it this way, but through their perspective, even if it might not be something that you entirely agree with, it's giving you another dimension to consider. And it doesn't mean that you have to accept it, but in at least considering it, you might you're adding a dimension to the truth, and that's getting you closer to the ultimate truth. So you're really being invited to to look at things from that perspective, and not sabotage yourself by doing everything by yourself and believing that your perspective is better than another person's, right? Because we're all here to learn unique lessons, and we all have valuable insight. And the more we can sit with that, and the more we can experience that, the more integrated our journey becomes. So can we get any more information, please, Spirit, on self-sabotage for file 2? What do they need to hear? Okay. Ooh. Does this want to come in reverse? Yeah. Okay. And can we get two more, please, Spirit? Both? No. Can we get two more, please, Spirit? Just two more. And whatever this thing is, it's really big, because like the two cards that have come out, there's just too many cards jumping out. With these two cards, they're two major arcana, so this is a major soul growth and soul lesson for you. And okay, there we go. Okay, there's one extra card. I don't know how I'm gonna make space for it, but we will manage. We have the Two of Wands in reverse, the Moon. Which way, please, Spirit? The Moon in reverse, and the Chariot, upright or reverse. And I'm sorry for all the noise in the background. Yeah, I'm sorry about all the noise in the background. There are a lot of people at home right now. It's a full house. So, yeah, please bear with me. Okay. Okay, great. You can see the cards. So, okay, so this reading is warning you of a potential tower moment. Are you self-sabotaging? The answer is yes. And the answer is that, but it's also that you can avoid the consequence of self-sabotage, which is great because it's in your hands. But with the Hangman here, it feels like you're rushing towards something. It feels like you have to accomplish something by a certain time, and because of that, it's not leaving room for growth or for understanding the lessons that right now is trying to teach you. And there's something about this specific moment in time that's really conducive to your growth and to providing this different perspective that I was talking about in the initial part of the reading. And that's really and it might be something really unexpected, especially with it coming right next to the Tower, but it's you leaning into that and being open to the possibility that, hey, maybe it's something that I didn't even consider. Maybe the answer is something that I thought it wasn't even possible, right? Like, there's something about being open to things that you don't know, being open to a way of life that might have been alien to you, and that can be really beautiful because it creates a whole new reality. And then Jung is coming here again, so I don't know if you guys have a connection to Carl Jung, or whether you're interested in depth psychology or something like that. But like, what's coming through is, in the Red Book, there is the fiery worm that breaks down the foundation so that you can experience the newer layer of consciousness, so that you can sit in the leading edge of consciousness. And that's what's really coming through the Tower. But you have to actually invite the fiery worm, and you have to allow yourself to morph into the fiery worm, to burn it down, right? And to accept something new, to accept something unknown, to allow that something else could be the way forward. Because in this period of time, if you're like, and all you have to do really is sit with openness, like whether it's in meditation, whether it's by journaling, whether it's by whatever your spiritual practice is, by just sitting with the intention of being open to receiving guidance that might not fit in your current framework and your current schemas of understanding. This insight, like, it's like a download, like, where it's like, oh wow, okay, let me sit with that. And that's going to grow into something that would be very abundant, very soul-led, very and you're going to start, like, it's going to be very fast moving, but in a way that is guided, in a way that is soul-led, that is led also by spirit. And spirit is the wind beneath your wings. And there was something else that spirit, what was I going to say? with the tower. Uh, yeah, anyway, I don't know what, sorry about my dogs. I don't know, I lost that train of thought. It'll come back if it was meant to be shared. Um, but yeah, it's really about sitting with it and seeing what comes through and allowing something new to exist, because it's going to transform the landscape of your reality. And that can be scary, but that can also be so beautiful, because yeah, it's kind of like, how I'm seeing it is like space travel, right? Like, Earth is beautiful, there's so much to see on Earth, but it's like you have this opportunity to see this really exotic planet, but you're just really comfortable on Earth. And it's just like, it doesn't mean like, you don't know that, no one's asking you to move there, but they're just asking you to take a little trip there, take a little holiday to this other planet, look at those landscapes, be wowed by it, and then come back and then navigate Earth with that perspective. I hope that makes sense. I don't know if any of this reading made sense, because yeah, but yeah, anyway, these are the messages that are coming through. But yeah, I'm just gonna get some more guidance, advice on, ooh, do I want to take those? Okay. I'm just gonna get then one more card. This two have already fallen out. Can we get just one more card, please, Spirit, for guidance? Reach for the stars. No way, with the like, also with the like out of planet travel, like the interstellar travel. Also maybe watch Interstellar. I don't know why, but if any of you feel called to watch that movie, please do. And even if you have already watched it, because that movie has so much, and you might get a spark of insight when you watch it. So imagine solutions. So I think this is something that you're already doing, and I think this is what you're asked not to be doing, funnily enough, because with Imagine Solutions, it's like, this was the energy that I was talking about, where you're in your head a lot to like figure out an answer, what this next thing to do is, and like rushing forward. But when you take a pause and surrender having the answer and sitting to receive the answer, that's when you get this otherworldly perspective. And I'm curious to see why there's so much like otherworldliness, stars, interstellar travel, like, you know, anyway, I think you're really high vibrational beings, and I think you do dimension hop a lot, especially in your sleep. And I also think that you're very connected to other realms, and you have the ability to channel them and bring it forward into Earth and integrate that. And that's a really high level gift to possess, and you have it. So stop thinking with your 3D mind, stop thinking with your earthly mind, and start channeling the dimensions that you have access to, and then apply the earthly wisdom to integrate the two to move forward in a way that is making heaven on earth. And nurture yourself in the process. I think like what I was saying about the speed and all of that, you're forgetting to nurture yourself, and that means like maybe you're not resting enough, maybe you're not doing your practices enough, maybe you are maybe you're invited to try new ways of nurturing yourself, right? Because we're always growing, we're always transforming, we're always evolving, and something that resonated with nurture in the past may not resonate now. So really exploring what nurture at this point in your life looks like, and trying to incorporate that into your daily routine in some capacity. Like, it doesn't have to be change the whole thing, but introducing elements of a new way of nurturing yourself might be really helpful. And I'm also seeing partnership here, and also like articulating and communicating with a partner or a friend or family, whoever is immediate in your life, and someone that you communicate with on a fairly regular basis, and really understanding what nurturing in this partnership looks like, and communicating that with your partner, and also allowing your partner to communicate that with you, and being open instead of defensive to that, because that's going to create a more nurturing environment and dynamic where there is softness and reciprocity. And there might be that element of hierarchy that I was talking about. There might be like um, hints of that in your dynamic, and by like being open to hearing how you can nurture your partner better, it might balance those scales out a little bit more as well. Bust out of your cocoon. This is just reassuring you that you like with the chariot here as well, you are growing at like an unbelievable speed, and it's your time to shine, it's your time to fly, it's your time to experience the abundance and the freedom that this world has to offer you. And yeah, it's going to be so beautiful. You are on the right path, but this reading is just giving you guidance on how to sort of do it in a more integrated way, and to maybe even speed up but also ground your journey a little bit. And then retreat. Okay, so for some of you, if you're planning a retreat, whether it is going for a retreat or hosting a retreat, yes, 1000% yes. You are totally guided to either go for a retreat, host a retreat, or both, because it's going to really rejuvenate your soul. And for some of you, if you're in a partnership where you feel like you're partnership or friendship where you feel like your experience is not heard or valued or respected, you're invited to take some time by yourself to understand what nurturing yourself looks like, and then reapproach this relationship with that clarified understanding, so that you can move forward in a way that feels centered in yourself, and that you are valuing yourself first, and also that you're considering the history of the relationship, and valuing that when you decide to move forward, however you decide to move forward, even if it means like separation. But yeah, definitely retreat is a very important card in these four. And then yeah, oh yeah, reach for the stars, I forgot we got that. Reach for the stars. Okay, yeah, if you're scared that you're dreaming too big with how you see your future, you're absolutely not. It is so possible for you to get that, and the beautiful part is that the universe has even more planned for you. And as you keep going for your big dreams, it's just like the universe just keeps expanding. Your experience of reality just keeps expanding, and there's going to be more and more and more opportunities, more clients, more people, more friendships, more love, more money, more beauty, more magic, more everything. And it's just it's so beautiful that yeah, I am so excited for you, and I can't believe the kind of impact you're also going to have on the world. So yes, such beautiful energy. And I did want to mention, because I just glanced over and I saw the back of deck energy which says address your addictions, and I do want to bring that to the forefront, because for some of you, you might be resorting to certain addictions you've had in the past during this period of uncertainty or rush or whatever it is. And addictions don't necessarily mean substances. It could be addictions in thoughts, addictions in dynamics, in attachment styles, in what else, please, Spirit? Yeah, in behaviors. It might be like habits that you had in the past that are re-emerging, that are not necessarily related to substances, but could be. It could also be addiction to fighting, and like sort of projecting this whatever, like, but basically yeah, just this, like, I'm getting this like this defensive energy with this address your addictions. Like, maybe you get really defensive when certain things are brought to your attention, and this is something that you need to work through, because it's not gonna like all of this that I mentioned is meant for you, so it's not going to ruin that for you, but it might affect or it might affect your relationships within that, or it might affect your ability to truly savor all these experiences. So yeah, I'm gonna end your reading there. I hope it resonated. If it did, please leave a like and a comment, and if you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe. I hope you have a great day or night whenever you're watching pile 2, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Hi pile 3, and welcome to your reading. This is your group if you picked the sustainer, and we're going to start with an energy check, and this will be, are you self-sabotaging and how? And if this part resonates, this reading is for you, and if not, then this probably isn't for you, and I'd invite you to pick another pile. So yeah, let's get into it. We have the sustainer, and we have the king. Ooh, and there's a lot of masculine energy here. Oh, and this is also really beautiful because it feels like you're integrating your chakras, because I'm seeing the lower chakras here with the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus, and then I'm seeing the higher chakras here with the throat, the third eye, and the crown. And there's something about, yeah, I don't know, let me look at this card too before. Loneliness. I know that I am never alone. Oh my god, pile 3, I just want to give you a hug. You've been through it. You've really truly been through it. There has been so much pain, so many wounds, yeah, just a lot of loneliness in your life. And with the king here, interesting, it feels like there's something that's like, there's hope that's just at your fingertips that you're just reaching out for, but there's a fear related to that with the sustainer here, because it's sort of like you kind of want to sustain the peace and the sanctity and the familiarity of the life that you've already experienced, but there's this urge to reach out and hold whatever this thing is. And it feels like with these two stars at a distance from each other, and it feels like there's something separating you from the energy that you want, or it feels like there's a block. And yeah, kind of like I'm seeing like two sides of the same two sides of the what am I trying to say, two the same poles, like, what am I saying, oh my god, please forgive me. Like, okay, so how like a magnet has a north pole and a south pole, it feels like when two north poles are like reaching, so like, that resistance that's created when the same pole is, anyway. Forget it. If you understood, you understood. If not, totally fine. Moving on. Yeah, there's also this thing about trusting that what goes around comes around, and you've put out so much love, you've put out so much healing, you've put out so much just so much kindness that you deserve, like, it's going to come around and you're going to receive it. But with this box over here, there is some amount of resistance, and I think those are your walls, or your fears, or your insecurities, or like logical thought that is blocking you from experiencing it. Because whatever you're meant to experience is something really divine, but there's something very logical and earthly that is keeping you away from it, or believing that it's not meant for you. And some energy is kind of similar to pile 1 here, but so if you were drawn to both pile 1 and pile 3, I'd invite you to look at pile 1 if you want to get those messages as well, but if not, that's totally fine. But yeah, so I wouldn't go as far to say as that it's self-sabotage, but it's more that your perspective is a little limited at this point. And it's because of the darkness that you have experienced, and it's because of past experiences that make you believe that what you want and what's meant for you is not possible. But with the king here, it's really showing you that it is, and you have the secret in it, like in your palms. And I don't know what that means, um but yeah, if some of you are drawn to palmistry, or like getting a palm reading, I'd invite, or a tarot reading, or an astrology reading, or like some sort of psychic reading to help you, definitely go for it. But with this here as well, I'm kind of seeing, like, those wax seals, and like also the secret. If you've ever thought of reading the book, or you want to read the book, go ahead. I've never read it, but that came through. But yeah, with this wax seal, it's like you either want an offer, or you want to offer something to someone, or but it's very sacred, and it feels confidential. Like you don't want to tell anyone about it because you don't want to ruin it, or you don't want other people's opinions to sort of cloud your own judgment. And yeah, you just kind of want to be in this bubble of whatever this experience is. But with this seal, it's like your fear is something that you have to consider. And there's something about opening up, like opening that wax seal and seeing what's inside, seeing the potential of what's inside that envelope, like what's in that letter. See it, right? And like that letter is filled with expansion and love and beauty and magic. It's kind of like, what I'm now seeing is when Harry Potter gets his admission to Hogwarts, right? And his whole life changes. And this obviously doesn't have to be, it could be an acceptance, it could be an offer, it could definitely be something like that, but it could also be like something that is possible, but you're too scared to believe it, or you're too scared to go after it. And but at the same time, it doesn't feel like sabotage. Like this fear is more, it's more that I don't know if you recognize it. Some of you do, some of you don't, and that's okay. But it's more about how this fear is trying to protect you. And it's kind of, yeah, it is kind of self-sabotage. But I'm not getting the energy that you're allowing it to rule your life. But I'm also getting a sense that you're sort of avoiding the fear. It's like you want the letter without opening the seal. And I don't know what that means, and I don't know how that's going to resonate. But yeah. I'm just gonna get more cards so that we can get clearer guidance. For pile 3, please, Spirit, can we get additional guidance on self-sabotage and how to overcome it, please, Spirit? Thank you. That's way too many, but I want to take this. Can we get, oh, we'll take that. Oh wow, okay. Oh, okay, and I want one more. That's way too many. I'm going to just get one last card, and this is like really powerful energy, by the way. Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna start with the High Priestess, the Lovers, and the Nine of Swords. And then, wait, is this in reverse or upright? Reverse. Three of Cups, Strength, the Ten of Wands in reverse, and the Daughter of Wands. Yeah, definitely if you wanted to, if you were drawn to pile 1 as well, I would invite you to watch that. But okay, I think there are going to be multiple messages here. So please bear with me as I try to understand this. But with the High Priestess and Lovers, the first thing that I thought was, or the first message that came through was that you think that whatever this is that you're moving towards is too good to be true, which is exactly the same message that pile 1 got. But more than that, in this case, it feels like more than it being too good to be true, you think it's better than you, or you don't have much to offer this person, this situation, this job, this opportunity, whatever it is. You feel like you don't have much to give, you don't have much to offer. But I'm really sorry about my dogs. But yeah, there is this, and it's really like, it's also really interesting how like the colors in the High Priestess's crystal ball is similar to the Sustainer. But yeah, it's like you're really connected to whatever this situation is. There's almost like this invisible bond that you have, or this link, this connection, this yeah, like just this energy that is palpable, but yeah, invisible. And it's what sorry, I'm just trying to understand, because like there's a lot of energy here. Yeah, let me just go to the Three of Cups in reverse. Yeah, with the Three of Cups in reverse as well, it feels like you don't think that you have an important role to play, or like you might know like you do, but you don't think it's as important as it is. It's kind of like, if you're applying to a company, right, it's just like, oh, why would they hire me? I'm sure that there are so many good applicants, like who am I? Or if it's a connection, it's like, if it's like a romantic connection, it's just like, oh, this person has so many people in their lives, so what do I have to add, right? Or if it's you starting your own business, in whatever field it is, it's just like there are already so many people that are doing this, like what unique thing can I give to it? And but like your energy is so unique, you are so unique, and you have so much to offer, you have so much to give. But I'm also kind of seeing Sisyphus with the Sustainer over here, and I'm just like, you have this, and that's also being like clarified, that's also being supported by the Ten of Wands here. But it's like you have this rock on your back that you're just being asked to let go, like let go of it, because this period of loneliness that you have experienced for so much of your life, this is the end of it, and it's sort of being ushered in by whatever this situation is. But you're afraid to lean into it because of the past, but the past is also holding you back from diving into it. And so that's where you are really being asked to work through this, because with the Nine of Swords here as well, there's some element of anxiety. There's like anxiety about what may arise, either within you or through this dynamic, or once you join this company, or whatever it is. But it feels like the creepy crawlies from underground are going to come up. But with the Ten of Wands here, it's not going to be as daunting as you thought it would be. Of course, when you're experiencing something new, triggers will arise, fears will arise, insecurities will arise, but you're not the same person as you were before. It's not going to be as debilitating as it was in the past. And in recognizing what's coming up and just sitting with it and seeing it, you are automatically healing it. So yeah, just see yourself, and see yourself for the beauty that you have. And yeah, like there's that. Oh yeah, I don't, why was I holding this card with the Daughter of Wands? For some of you, if this is a connection, it could be with a younger person with feminine energy. Gender doesn't matter here. And there's something about flowers as well. What is this? It's not a rose. It's a, I think it's a peony. I don't know. It's whatever flower you want it to be. But yeah, there's something about whatever, and if it's not about a person, if it's about um, oh wow, sorry, if it is about a person, the way you view this person is really really beautiful. It's kind of like this gem in the darkness almost, and you think that they're very vibrant and yeah, like a little bit out of this world, and that makes sense with the high priestess. um, but if it's not a person, and if it's a job or a career or an opportunity, it's you can't believe that this exists, right? Like, and the way I'm seeing it is like when I found my program, when I did my master's in clinical psychology and spirituality from Columbia University, and when I found that program, I was just like, there's no way that this exists. Like, how is this merging the two spaces that I absolutely love in my dream school that I didn't even consider looking at or applying for the last couple of years, right? Like, it's that kind of energy where you're just blown away. And so this opportunity that's there, it's that beautiful, and it feels that meant to be because maybe it is meant to be. So yeah, really invited to look at that. And with the strength card here, yeah, okay, so like the flowers here, there's the rose here, there's yeah, something about flowers here blooming. But with the strength here, it's really allowing space for your shadows and your demons to come to light, and giving it that rose, giving it that love, giving it that affection that it really deserves, because your shadows need to be seen in order to be healed. And it's just a part of you, kind of like if a part of you desires to be seen, right, and held and understood and celebrated and recognized and all of that, it requires a depth of vision that you need to have with yourself. So how can you see yourself? How can you love yourself? How can you hold yourself? How can you recognize yourself? How can you do all these things for yourself as well? Because in that act, it's going to be so healing, and you can show up in a way where you're just like, hey, I deserve this. I deserve this opportunity. I deserve this scholarship. I deserve this, whatever the situation is, right? Like, but there is this sense of when you see yourself and recognize yourself, you'll see how much you deserve this. And yeah, like, you're so worthy. And I just want you to really understand how worthy you are and how beautiful you are, because you really, really are. And with the loneliness card here as well, whether it's through this job or through certain opportunities, I don't know what it is, but I feel like you're entering a phase in your life where you're going to start meeting a lot of people, and they're going to be like soul family, soul friends, soul tribe. And I kind of feel like they're going to be from all over the world. Like, I don't know if you're going to be traveling a lot and you're meeting people from different corners, or whether you're going to a place that's very international and you're going to meet people there, or whether it's virtually that you're meeting people. But there is this sense of like you really expanding and meeting people from all walks of life, from every corner of the earth, and just seeing the beauty within that. And there's something about growth as well. And I'm seeing another flower in this image. I don't know what it is about flowers with you, but I don't know if you want to work with flower essences and, like go flower picking. I don't know. But there's just something about also connecting with the beauty and the essence of flowers, however that resonates with you. But yeah, coming back to this expansion, yeah, I don't know, it just feels like a soft glow, like the candles now are standing out with against like the night sky. uh there's definitely a feeling of romance here, because you even have the lovers, and it doesn't have to be like romantic love, but it could be just romanticizing your life and romanticizing yourself and your experience with life. and and yeah, something about like the night sky, I don't know if I don't know if it's like, oh, okay, so you might want to just like go out and stargaze, like just lie down and look up at the sky and like look at the stars and just feel the expansiveness of this universe, and just be like taken with it, like just allow yourself to be captured. And um yeah, I don't know, it feels like very erotic energy, but not in a sexual way, but in like an eros type of way, like that energy of love, and um of like cosmic love, not necessarily romantic love, but like this love for like existence. That's the love I'm talking about. Yes, thank you. This love for existence, and just like you lying down and looking up at the sky and just being in union with consciousness, with existence, and allowing you to really be taken by it, and like feeling that wonder, feeling that awe, feeling that magic. And it's just, oh my god, I wish you could feel what I'm feeling right now. It oh my god, okay, I'm gonna stop. Yeah, okay, I'm stopping. That was just a lot of energy there. I'm just gonna close out with a couple of cards. Can we get to some final guidance, please, Spirit, for pile 3? Just one more card. Just one more card. That's so many. I'm not gonna take. Okay, bust out of your cocoon. I'm gonna read that, and then, yeah, basically break out of your comfort zone, break out of these linear thoughts, break out of just your conditioning and your suppression, and just watch the world expand for you. And yeah, begin to explore. This message was there in pile 2, so if you were there, if you were drawn to pile 2, then maybe there are some messages there for you as well. But yeah, begin to explore. And if that's talking about travel, then go for that. If it's talking about exploring a connection, go for that. If it's about exploring an opportunity, a new way of existing, start doing that. Like, do something new. And let's see your main messages. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna start with your back of deck energy. Express your joy, whatever that looks like. Invite more joy and playfulness in your life, because I think that's really gonna help you. Speak up. This is about opening that seal, right? What do you need to say? Tell that company you're gonna be a great fit. That you really want this. Tell that person you love them. Like, whatever it is, just express it, because it's time, and it's time to like let go of your fears. And maybe there's also some element of like fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, and maybe even expressing that with the people, parties, or even if it's not with the people involved, expressing that with the universe, with yourself, and just being like, hey, like, I am so afraid of being rejected by this person, by this company, by this opportunity, whatever it is, right? Speak it out to yourself so that you see it. Coming back to what that strength card was talking about, just express it. Express it with yourself first, so that you understand it before you express it with others. And then we have engage higher reason. Yeah, and I think what this higher reason is talking about, it's not so much in a philosophical way, but more in a way of tuning in, right? Like coming back to the stargazing, tuning in to divine wisdom, to the guiding force of existence, and connecting with that energy, right? And so connecting to the quantum. And I feel like I have to clarify this. A lot of times in the spiritual community, when people talk about quantum, they think like in space, right? Like quantum leap, which is this massive leap to this new reality. The quantum is the smallest. It's like tiny. It's the smallest elements of existence. So quantum leaping is a lot harder, because you just need to make that one small step and everything changes. It's like the butterfly effect, right? So like connect down to like that quantum space that's the fabric of all of existence. And once you connect that space, that's when you get the higher reason. And that's when life shifts. So, what does the quantum realm have to say to you? What does the fabric of existence try to say to you? And how is the fabric of existence trying to reweave itself in a way that feels more aligned to your growth, that feels more aligned to your heart? And look forward. Oh, look forward to. My dog is absolutely losing her mind. So please excuse her. And now the other one started. I really apologize. But I'm just going to take it as confirmation. Like it's the, I'm going to stop. Oi! Okay, they've stopped. Okay, with look forward, it's like just really start looking forward to life, because life is going to be so beautiful. And it's also inviting you to turn your head, right? Like maybe you're looking forward, but you keep looking back, like over your shoulder, for the fear, for the betrayal, for the lack of trust, for all of that. And start turning and looking forward and seeing what life is showing you. And yeah, there's something really beautiful, like that. It feels like you don't know what's through the portal, but you can see the portal and you're afraid of just like stepping through it. This is your time, and it's gonna be so magical, and you'll see how reality just starts like falling into place for you. So yeah, this is really exciting stuff. I hope this resonated for you, pile 3. If it did, please leave a like and a comment. And if you want to see more of my videos, please feel free to subscribe. And yeah, I hope you have a great day or night whenever you're watching, and I'll hopefully catch you in the next one. Bye, pile 3.